Now we are in front of the B gallery. That's the space of Frankfurt Association for Artists. What is interesting is not only that we've cooperated with them for many years, but this association is also related to the festival. We can, as a festival, we can use the space. So thank you very much. We can applaud it. So only ourselves and Wolfram, we are the association in this association and the company. So let us move to a very interesting point. So last year, I suggested to this association of artists that include into their residence program also the Labyrinth festivals. So they have a tradition that they invite artists to come here for 1 month, and they leave some of their parts behind them here, so they can spend the month here using this space as their studio. We also have guest rooms in here for our artists. So we got this time window to invite one artist, a female artist, to work here and then expose, exhibited her work during this festival. We're moving on because for nearly 6 months, Wolfram Spira and we've become also the members of artists. There are also some other participants. What is special that its members are amongst 80 and 70 years old, and we are looking for some younger members like myself and Wolfram, so even younger artists would like to cooperate with them. So Anya, Wolfram and I, we are sitting on a commission of the B Gallery. And next year we have some calls for proposals. So if anyone is interested to spend 1 month here before the Labyrinth and then exhibit your works as part of festival, please call us. And then we'll be able to include it into our program. So this is all about the gallery. And now I'd like to introduce Karina and Thomas to you. I want to welcome them. Thomas Scheffer is the first artist who, as part of Labyrinth Festival, works here and exhibits here. I have an invitation here because next Thursday, next week, we have a finissage at 7:30 in the big gallery, so everyone is invited to this event. You'll get a chance to make an introduction to this finissage, the closing of their exhibition. So I'm very happy that Thomas immediately said that, yes, I would love to make the project here, a project here. So the two artists, they work very closely together, they also live together, they are partners, etc. So I'll give the floor to Thomas. Karina is, of course, my muse. That's quite obvious. I couldn't do anything without her, so I'm very happy that I could spend my residence here. That's completely different than my stays in Switzerland. In Switzerland, I was left to myself all alone, and here I was taken care of. Everyone, visitors were caring and involved and supportive. So maybe about my works here, when you got on to the right, there is this installation Vlierbare. the blinking and vibrating images, and when you move your head, it changes this image. When you do this movement, that affects. When you move, you see different images. Okay. So it may look strange when you do that, but it changes your perspective. You can even dance a bit. You need to look at this image for 30 seconds to get the connection between your sight and the image. So these are certain patterns, and I think that the world revolves around patterns. Simultaneously, there are thousands of different things happening and overlapping, so we can't always explain everything. So this is why the patterns somehow develop. So these patterns visible here are also responsible for emotions, and they evoke similar emotions in people looking at them. So I wanted to avoid any figurative art because normally people focus on figures, on specifics, and I wanted to avoid that. To explain it even more, when you get into the room, just write on the right. There are stereotypes. There is a model and a boxer. It may be a dog. I don't know. Okay, an athlete, a boxer, actual boxer. So when you move around, you can also, when you move your head, you can also see some movement. In the smaller room at the back, you see a picture, a square, and when you look at it, you can also move your head or just look straight. There are some small bubbles that approaches and then burst. So when you look at it for a few minutes, you lose your sight actually. And I thought that, well, that's really horrible. So this is an experiment that you can do very quickly. So you can see for a moment when you lose your sight while working too much. So the visitors ask me whether that damages your eyes or your brain when you look at it. Someone was serious about it, but I could calm them down that it's not harmful, really. It doesn't harm, so you can give it a try. So it's just temporary, um, some temporary thing that passes away afterwards. So that's it. So if you know that you're epileptic, if you have epilepsy, you need to be very careful. You all have your own boundaries. So epileptics should not enter this room, but no one else should be harmed. We discussed with several people who had some epileptic seizures, and they assured us that they can feel it upwards, so we are not worried that someone will get a seizure like that out of sudden. In the room on the left, this is artificial intelligence. Shortly before this residence, I started dealing with AI, and I thought that artificial intelligence is not very friendly at all. So all the figures and landscapes that were created have quite a negative character for the 3 months. I used the 3 months to um, bring artificial intelligence up, to cultivate it like a small child, to make it more friendly, to produce more friendlier images. And I need to admit, and I thought that if someone likes it, they may also sell it. There are 1,450 images, and I have even more of them. I think it's very interesting, and I'll make another mysterious, and then I'll deal with this dark side. That's my fascination with humans, not only sweet and rosy images, but also this dark side. So that's interesting. And Quo Vadis? Quo Vadis, these are images I made for commission. That's an unplugged picture. Other pictures made by or generated, AI generated, are also without electricity. When we come close, we see nothing else. But on the right, we have blinking of screens on the walls, and it's different. When we move away, then we see better what is really represented on those pictures. I can't really explain that, how it works with the stripes. So what matters here is the lighting and the figures that disappear, and there is a bigger distance. It all starts blinking then, so I don't want to say anymore. So Karina and Thomas, thank you very much. So let's get inside for a few minutes to have a look at it. And at 6, all cars needs to disappear from the parking lot from under university, because the gate is closing. So then we'll need to move to Kukuryku, to the next point.